From the Bob Mills Weather Center, Oklahoma weather expert, Cassie Heiter.
And Cassie's going to be going to Stillwater tomorrow, right?
That's the plan. That's the plan. Yeah,
that's so much fun.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be fun. I've been once. I've been to Eskimo Joe's.
Oh,
I remember the cheese fries.
Yeah. Then you're on the right track.
Yeah,
if that's what you remember.
Pretty much my only experience in Stillwater.
There's so much going on this week, and of course we have Bedlam, and we get an extra hour of sleep.
Absolutely, that's the great thing. So we can all celebrate Saturday for as long as we want, and then Sunday we'll just sleep in a little bit later.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah. So we of course have daylight saving time coming to an end this weekend. So we're going to fall back an hour, which means we do get that extra hour of sleep. But of course, it also means that sun is going to be setting just a little bit earlier. It seems like obviously that's already starting to happen just a little bit, but it is going to get darker. We are heading into winter very quickly, it seems like. But temperature-wise, you wouldn't know it. Today, we did make it into the 70s. We had a high of 72 degrees in Oklahoma City. Normally, this time of year, our average is at about 66. And notice in the Panhandle, we had some 80s showing up, even in 80 degrees up there in Woods County, but 70s for most of us. Not quite there anymore, but it's not terribly chilly either. This is our Regency camera, part of our Lucky Star Sky Chem network. Clear skies, we're at 55 degrees. That wind still out of the south-southeast at about 8 miles an hour, so that wind overall a lot lighter than what we had earlier today, but mid and upper 50s across the south, low to mid 50s across north, some upper 40s kind of showing up here and there in eastern Oklahoma and also the western Panhandle. Most of us have that southeast wind between about 5 to 15 or so. It is a little bit lighter across the north, and we're starting to notice that wind shift to the north and east in the Panhandle. So the boundary, it is starting to move at least into the northwest part of the state, but it's slowly going to be sinking southward as we go throughout the day tomorrow. Not quite making it to Oklahoma City, at least that's what it looks like at this point, but eventually this cold front will move to the south. But we call it a cold front. However, technically, it's just really kind of a cool front. It's really not going to be a very strong front by any means. It's really just going to provide a little bit of a wind shift and maybe a little bit of cloud cover. You can see where the moisture is against that low. So showers over the Great Lakes region, but that's all moving off to the east. So we're not expecting any rain here anytime soon. So 70s return tomorrow. In fact, we're going to see 70s and 80s as we get into Sunday. So if you are headed to Bedlam, it looks just fine. It looks warm. It looks dry with maybe a few clouds, especially later on in the day. Sunday looks even nicer. Temperatures will be a little bit warmer. We're going to stay warm for the next few days after that. In fact, on Tuesday, we could actually see some near record highs. I really expect that for Oklahoma City. We'd have to make it into the mid 80s. I think we're actually going to hit at about 80 degrees or so, but in parts of western, southwest Oklahoma, we could get really close to those near record highs, so temperatures well into the 80s. Eventually, we are expecting a little bit of a pattern change. So by Wednesday, a cold front's going to move through. Right now, it's way too early to determine exactly the timing, but at some point on Wednesday, that will come through. So temperatures as of right now, looks like we're going to stay in the low 70s, but behind it, certainly a lot cooler as we approach Veterans Day weekend. So up until then, everything looks dry, but rain chances, they do return. Notice the clock, it's talking about Saturday, so November 11th, Veterans Day itself. Well, it kind of looks like most of the rain should hold off until Sunday, so the end of the weekend. And then after that, of course, once you do get those rain chances, especially this time of year, temperatures have a hard time recovering. So tonight, we're only dropping down into the upper 40s. I did raise the temperatures, but low to mid 40s across the northwest, low to mid 50s across the south. And eventually that wind's going to become even lighter. So by tomorrow morning, there could be areas of patchy fog, even here in the metro. Tomorrow afternoon, though, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to have lots of sun, a south wind between about 5 to 15, high of about 72 degrees in Oklahoma City, 68 in Ponca City, 68 in Woodward, low to mid 70s across the far south. So again, here's the Stillwater forecast. By halftime, temperatures in the low 70s, lots of sun. By fourth quarter, it does look like that boundary should come through at some point, so that wind's going to be more easterly, but it's still going to be light with just a few more clouds kind of rolling on in. But by Sunday afternoon, we're looking partly sunny. It's going to be warm and more windy. That wind out of the south, so temperatures climbing into the mid 70s in Oklahoma City. Mid 70s across the southeast and low 70s across the west and northwest, but upper 70s out in the Panhandle. Monday afternoon, even warmer, a little less wind though, a southwest wind between 10 to 20, so lots of mid and upper 70s across the state, but hitting that high of about 80 on Tuesday. That cold front not coming through until Wednesday. Amanda, back to you.